Hey, my name is Daniel, and I am here at Myrtle Beach Games. We're going to be opening a Guilds of Ravnica pre-release pack for Boros. We've already opened a couple of others here. We've got our Selesnya, Dimir, and Izzet opening already, so feel free to check those out. Let's see if we can't pull ourselves some cool red and white cards. Justice, or Valor, Justice and Law. Got the little sleeve there. Like all the pre-release kits, we have our cool, very vibrant colored dice with the guild symbol on it. Love those. Something that's changed recently is that we've got, instead of 6 packs, 5 of Guilds of Ravnica, and as well as our seeded pack, which looks like our promo is Response to Resurgence. Response deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, and Resurgence has creatures you control gain first strike and vigilance until end of turn. After this main phase, there's an additional combat phase, followed by an additional main phase. So that's right. That right there is a pretty good bomb of a pre-release promo. If you were in red-white, that is an auto include. We would play that 100% of the time, I think. Can't think of a deck that doesn't want it. Yeah, that's a very nice looking foil promo. So second card in our seeded pack is the Boros Locket. I really like these lockets the further away you get from blue, so this is a pretty good avenue for card draw. We're going to put our promo up there. So we got Artifacts. We have Integrity and Intervention. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Intervention deals 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. Also pretty good. We got another split card up there. Street Rite, as long as it's your turn. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample. Not bad, so that's an enchantment. Swathcutter Giant. Vigilance, whenever it attacks, deals 1 damage to each creature defending player controls. That's great. Another multicolor card. We'll stick it up there. Hunted Witness. When it dies, create a 1/1 white creature soldier creature token with lifelink. Great card. Candlelight Vigil's kind of meh. Not so sure about that one. Maniacal Rage. I don't know how fast we want to kill our opponent yet, so that might be a good card, that might be a bad one. Command Storm seems absolutely fine. Pretty good removal. See if we can't get something better, though. 10th card, District Guard. It's a card that I was sleeping on initially, but after looking at how many things can just happily trade with your board in red and white, I feel like that card is a lot better, and it opens up combat for you much more than you'd expect it to. Wojak Bodyguard's probably like, I don't know, it's a pretty good mentor creature. Take Heart. We have target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You gain 1 life for each attacking creature you control. It's interesting. Barging Sergeant, good card. Good card. Pretty good if you have something else to buff that toughness, but otherwise it's fine. Collar the Culprit, destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. Also not bad. And finally, Boros Guildgate. So that concludes our seeded pre-release pack. Let's get right into the first pack. Probably going to have to make room for a bunch of other colored cards now, but we're going to try and keep red and white the centerpiece, of course. So let's see. So immediately we have Fire Urchin, kind of a red-blue creature, but we'll put it over here just in case. Intrusive Pack Beasts, Wary Okapi, Veiled Shade, Sonic Assault. Like Sonic Assault. Not sure how splashing a third color is looking, but we have another Locket for Golgari. Another Command the Storm. That's always good. More removal is always good. We have Mephitic Vapors. It's a pretty good card. All creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn. Surveil 2. Luminous Bonds. That's what I was thinking we were missing. Really could have used that in the seeded pack. That would have been our second one. Vernati Shieldmate is like, it's pretty much just playable in our deck, so might as well just count that as a white card. Nightvale Sprite, Flying. Whenever Nightvale Sprite attacks, Surveil. Wow. Alright, well, didn't know that one existed. That is a solid card. 2 mana, 1/2. Wand of Vertebrae. Pretty cool card, but we're definitely not Golgari. City Watch Sphinx. Whenever it dies, surveil 2, flying 5/4 for 6. This is a little expensive. I like it otherwise. An erratic Cyclops. Trample 4 mana 0/8. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, erratic Cyclops gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. I'm going to put this one to the side in the, considered playable stuff, just because I think that's a very cool card. And if we end up going extremely aggro with a lot of stuff like Command the Storms or other, hopefully, lower cost removal, then we could pull off a really cool kill with it. But we're on to our second pack. Let's see. There. So, got a Righteous Blow. There is the low-cost removal that I am looking for. A lot of the stuff in this format is X and 1 and X and 2, much more than you would think it is, which is particularly why I like that 10th District Guard so much. So you can, again, open up combat so much with very low-cost, effective removal. Vidalcan Mesmerist seems cool, but we are probably not going to be splashing blue. Vigor Spore Worm. Good beater. Burglar Rat. What a pain. That card is so sad to see from your opponent on turn 2. I don't like discarding cards. Whisper Agent. Candlelight Vigil again. Not a big fan of that card, but there's probably 1 or 2 good creatures I'd really like to put it on. More Sonic Assault. Okay, so that's cool. Rhizome Lurcher. Fantastic card. We are probably not going Golgari. Fresh-Faced Recruit. As long as it's your turn, Fresh-Faced Recruit has First Strike, a 2-mana 2/1. Fantastic card. Super combat-oriented, and I love it. Invert and Invent. Switch the PT of each of up to 2 target creatures, and search your library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal them, and put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. Really cool. Not in is it. Flight of Equinauts. Convoking 4/5 flyer for 8. This is a maybe. This is definitely a maybe. Grappling Sundew. Defender Reach. It gains indestructible until end of turn for 5 mana. It's a cool card. Then we have Quasi Duplicate. Not in our colors, unfortunate. Jumpstart. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. For 3 mana, that's really not bad. The blue. Splashing that blue looks better and better every minute, but we do have a lot of cards in red and white. We've only opened 2 packs. Then we have a Selesnya Guildgate. Set that one to the side. Let's go for our third pack. Disdainful Stroke right off the top. Cool card. Really love Disdainful Stroke in this format. We got a little bit of a printing error there. Looks like blotched ink. It's interesting. Torch Courier. That's probably a very good card in our deck. 1 drop, 1/1 haste. I will take it. Crushing Canopy. Green. Severed Strands. Ooh, if only we were black. That card is very good. Artful Takedown. Tap target creature, and target creature gets -2/-4 until end of turn. That is a very versatile spell. I am very sad we're not blue-black. Sumola Woodshaper enters the battlefield. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or enchantment card from among them, put it into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library. For 4 mana, that's a bit expensive. We'll just go ahead and put that up there as well. Hypothesizzle, Snoop Dogg's card. Instant, draw 2 cards, then you may discard a non-land card. When you do, Hypothesizzle deals 4 damage to target creature. Wow. That's good. Prey Upon, not in green, unfortunately. Gravitic Punch, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target player. Ooh, target player. All right. Sorcery, not bad. That could be really sick, comboed with like a finisher with Erratic Cyclops. It's also got Jumpstart, so we could flash it back. I don't really hate the idea of that card just because it kind of doubles as burn, but I'm really not sure how much we need that over-the-top kill. We have Dimir Locket. Not in Dimir, unfortunate. Boros Challenger. All right, there's a cool on-color uncommon. 2-drop, 2/3 Mentor, and you can pay 4 to give it +1/+1 until end of turn. I like this card a lot. Just the fact that it is a 2/3 over being a 2/2 emphasizes the point that I was making earlier about how higher toughness on your low-cost effective creatures is very important. And then immediately after, we have another good Mentor card, Goblin Banneret. We have a 1/1, 1-drop Mentor. Pay 2 and give it +2/+0 until end of turn. So you get to turn on whether or not it gives another creature Mentor. Then we have Thought Erasure. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards a card. Surveil 1. Very good card. It's almost like a strict upgrade to Never Happened. Fortunately, not in blue-black. And then Chromatic Lantern. Okay, so with Chromatic Lantern as our last card in this pack, that opens up splashing a lot easier for us. But it's still one of those things where I'd prefer we had maybe Boros Guild Gates and Lockets in the color that we're splashing to. Just because Chromatic Lantern says lands you control have add 1 mana to your mana pool, of any color to your mana pool, doesn't mean that you can always bank on having it, and doesn't mean that you should go absolutely crazy in the deck building process. So, let's see, we're going to go ahead and put that up there in the artifacts and get on our 4th pack. Alright, first card out of the pack, Fearless Halberdier, 3 mana, 3/2, not bad. Righteous Blow, more low-cost removal. Hitchclaw Recluse, we're not in green. Spinal Centipede, we're probably not in black. Sumala Woodshaper. Devious Cover-Up, counter-target spell, it's exiled instead. A lot of the spells in this format are going to be doing that, just because of Golgari's prevalence with the graveyard. So you better watch out for that one. Sky Knight Legionnaire, fantastic card for our colors. Darkblade Agent, not in blue-black. That's 2 colors we are not. Centaur Peacemaker, really interesting card. Probably not for us. Beacon Bolt. Now here's maybe where we look at the blue splash a little more heavily. Just because Beacon Bolt deals damage to target creature equal to the total number of instant and sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard, and it has Jumpstart. So not only can this potentially remove 2 creatures, it also feeds into your, I'll say, sub-plan here with the Erratic Cyclops. I would consider splashing blue at this point, still only running single blue requirement cards. We're going to go ahead and put that up there. Guild Summit. When it enters the battlefield, you may tap any number of untapped guild gates you control. Draw a card for each gate tapped this way. Whenever a gate enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So I really like what they're trying to do here, where they've given us Chromatic Lantern. We've gotten a guild gate every single pack, and now we have Guild Summit. If there was ever, you know, if I really wanted to go crazy, I'd probably build the 5-color deck, the Tribal Gates, but I am not so ambitious. Thought Erasure once again. Firemind's Research. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a charge counter on Firemind's Research. You can pay blue and 1, remove up to 2 charge counters from remove 2 charge counters from Firemind's Research to draw a card, and you can pay a red and 1 to remove 5 charge counters from Firemind's Research, and it deals 5 damage to any target. So when I was talking about splashing blue earlier, this is probably not the card that I had in mind, even though if we were trying to synergize very, very hard with our instants and sorceries, I still think that this is kind of a far-fetched card to be playing on turn 2. Even our best fixing, Chromatic Lantern, doesn't come down until a turn after this, so it's a little ambitious. And we got another Boros Guildgate, so we're having a lot of color fixing early on, although Guildgates probably aren't too great for a deck that wants to be playing creatures turn 1 and turn 2 and turn 3 and turn 4. Waiting for your mana to come untapped, not the best thing ever. We are going to our last pack, and we have in it Maximize Velocity. Really cool card. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains haste until end of turn with Jumpstart for 1 mana. It's another cool sorcery that we can synergize with our deck. Healer's Hawk. We finally found one. 1-drop, 1/1 flying lifelink. Not a bad card. It's one of those cards that makes you think twice about cards like Candlelight Vigil. We have Dazzling Light. Target creature gets -3, -0 until end of turn. Surveil 2. Crawl Foragers. Gain life off of creatures in your graveyard. Moodmark Painter. Target creature gets +X/+0 and gains menace for each creature in your graveyard, where X is the number of creatures in your graveyard. Siege Worm. Convoke, Trample 5/5. Well, Goblin Electromancer. Also probably not the card that we'd want to splash. Notion Rain. Surveil 2, then draw 2 cards. Notion Rain deals 2 damage to you. It's kind of like an upgrade on... or a different take on Read the Bones. Not a bad card. Probably also not for us, though. Selesnya Locket, a little bit more mana fixing. Justice Strike. All right, here's a good uncommon. For red and white, instant, target creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. And this is just emphasizing my point where I'm going to look at this low-cost removal and think, wow, this is really where we want to be. Murmuring Mystic, 4 mana for a 1/5. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 blue bird illusion creature token with flying. Wow. It's a powerful card. I'm not sure we're dedicated enough to the instant and sorcery plan to actually go through with it. Plaguecrafter. 3 mana, 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Each player who can't discards a card. Wow. That is an oppressive card. Would not want to be playing against the blue-black player who has that. Looks like we've got a foil back here, but before that we have Thief of Sanity. Ooh, that's a wordy one. 3 mana, 2/2 flyer, Spectre. When it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of that player's library, exile one of them face down, and then put the rest into their graveyard. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may look at it, you may cast it, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast the spell. Not a bad card. Again, don't want to be playing against the blue-black player with that. And then foil portcullis, fine. Sick. And then is it Guild Gates. So yeah, overall, I think we've got the makings for a really just not bad red-white deck. There were a lot of cards in other colors that kind of drew me in the other direction, however. So it's important to think of things like, you know, if you wanted to splash a third color, what that might be. Here it looks like it might be blue. Or if you wanted to go an entirely different set of colors just because you wanted to play those colors or you think those will fare you better, what other 2 colors to consider. Just because you got a Boros guild pack doesn't mean you have to go Boros. If you wanted to play that other color and it looks better to you, then by all means play it. But as it stands here, we've got a very low-to-the-ground aggressive deck. Yeah, I'm happy with what we pulled. Alright guys, that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, that's it.